When your computer is new, everything is fast. It boots quickly, apps open instantly, and everything runs smoothly. But after a few years, the same PC feels slow. What changed? Most people blame the processor. But is the CPU really getting weaker? Let's find out. No. That's a myth. A healthy processor doesn't become weaker with age. What really makes an old PC feel slow? Dust and heat. Dust slowly enters the computer over several years. Dust builds up on CPU cooler fans. Power supply. Temperature rises. The biggest enemy of every computer is heat. Over the years, dust slowly blocks the cooling system, air can no longer flow freely. Temperatures begin to rise. Modern processors constantly monitor their own temperature. When they become too hot, they automatically reduce their operating speed. This protection mechanism is called thermal throttling. The computer is not slowing down because it's old. It's slowing down to protect itself. Between the processor and its cooler is a thin layer called thermal paste. Its job is to move heat away from the processor. After several years, this paste can dry out. Heat becomes trapped inside the processor, causing even more thermal throttling. Hard drive aging. Another major reason is storage. Traditional hard drives store data on spinning magnetic disks. Every time Windows needs a file, the read head must physically move to its location. As hard drives age, some may develop bad sectors, forcing the drive to retry reading data. The constant mechanical movement and repeated read attempts make accessing files slower, causing the entire computer to feel less responsive. Limited RAM. Every time you turn on your computer, Windows loads its essential components from the storage drive into RAM. RAM is the computer's high-speed temporary memory, allowing the processor to access data much faster than from a hard drive or SSD. Whenever you open an app or a game, Windows loads the data it needs into RAM. But RAM has limited capacity. Years ago, 4 GB was enough for everyday use. Today, modern operating systems, browsers, games, and background apps require much more memory. When RAM becomes full, Windows moves less frequently used data to a page file on the storage drive. If that storage device is a hard drive, accessing that data is much slower, making the entire computer feel sluggish. Modern software. But hardware isn't the only thing that changed. Software evolved too. Modern operating systems, browsers, games, and applications now include more features, stronger security, and better graphics. All of this demands more processing power and memory. Your computer didn't become weaker, the workload became heavier. Over time, we install more software. Many programs automatically start when Windows boots. Even if you're not using them, they keep running in the background, consuming memory and processor resources. When your computer runs out of RAM, Windows temporarily stores some data on the storage drive. If that storage device is a hard drive, performance drops dramatically. Can we actually make an old PC fast again? The answer is yes. How to make your PC faster? Cleaning the dust. Replacing the thermal paste. Upgrading from a hard drive to an SSD. Unlike a hard drive, an SSD has no moving parts. It stores data in NAND flash memory chips. When the processor requests a file, the SSD controller quickly retrieves it and sends it to RAM. Without a spinning disk or moving read head, files can be accessed much faster. Upgrade the RAM. Upgrading your RAM, based on what your system supports, gives your computer more high-speed working memory. More data stays in RAM instead of being moved to the storage drive, improving overall performance. Disable startup apps. Press Shift, Control, Escape to open Task Manager, then go to the Startup Apps tab. Disable programs you don't need to launch when Windows starts. Fewer startup apps mean less memory and processor usage during boot, helping your computer start faster and feel more responsive. Reinstall the operating system. As a final step, you can try reinstalling the operating system. A clean installation may help resolve software-related slowdowns.